Welcome to Fallawsophy. I'm your host, Jennifer Fallaw, and tonight we have a different kind of show for you. I'm going to give you a little bit of a gentle update. It's very short, but tonight I have a very interesting character on the show that I've known for many years. He is one of the most interesting people you're ever going to know, and very knowledgeable, and somebody you definitely want to listen to. After he speaks to us, he's going to teach us some things. And after he speaks to us, I'm going to do some questions. Take some questions from the audience, and yes, we will do our giveaway. And at that time, you can ask him any questions you would like on the content that he shared with you. First, let's get over here. And get some gentle for today. I did ask Archangel Gabriel about our current situation today. And he said the next major movement in the RV is Friday. The speech is very important. Watch it. Twice the comms. And there we get that from the coming in the news. Twice the comms, watch the speech. I have received words. Well, he told me, and I have received other word that other tiers are anticipating good news tomorrow. Groups are moving Thursday and Friday. I think the best possibility for us could be Friday morning. And that's gentle for today. I don't have much more for you today. But let's get it together, Jennifer. All right. Our guest tonight started out his career in aviation. I have a very long bio in front of me, and I was trying to shorten it to just give you a couple bullet points about the guy, but as I read it, I'm like, I can't even. I have to read this to you. First part of his life, it was all about aviation. But between then and now, he has done and been involved in many projects. He taught, and I'm sorry, Aage, if I ruin this, Zox Pro training. A Zox Pro training course which teaches you to assimilate information from a book at a rate of 50,000 or more words per minute. Perfected memory, creative visualization for healing and manifestation, creative goal setting, and other things not taught in regular school system. That is freaking awesome. All right. I love that. As a joint venture, he developed a patent, U.S. patent number. I'm not giving it to you. Perfected the paperwork and drawings on the original patent and was granted a patent in the USA and 10 other European countries. For that, I assume. He created and operated the Freedom Civil Rights Investigation Service to help people with legal problems. And I lost my place. He created, wrote, and published the Constitutional Liberator, a monthly newsletter covering controversial political issues. The truth behind the truth, and we all love that. Health issues and banned medical cures that work, besides many topics in the mainstream media and mainstream media do not dare to touch. He belongs in our group. He really does. He should sit with all of us. He co-wrote a book with author Patricia Ress of Omaha, Nebraska, titled Alien Encounters in the America's Midwest. It featured hidden government documents proving the government cover-up of the UFO issue, NASA prints of building and structures on our moon, and personal testimonies from the people who have had contacts with extraterrestrial. That book is out of print. In 1999, he hosted a live call-in radio show at KTKT Radio in Tucson, Arizona. It was dealing with holistic health care, oxygen, and the body, nutrition, and how to stay healthy a natural way. For 6 years, he was the host and producer of a live TV show called Hidden Truths in Tucson, Arizona. It featured paranormal and UFO controversial political issues, government cover-ups, mind development, hidden and banned medical cures, future science, and other out-of-the-box, our favorite subject, issues not covered by the other media. For 5 years, he was the host of a TV newscast called Access News. It featured mostly politically incorrect news behind the news. In January 2000, he helped create and operated and managed a radio station, KRVL, in Tucson, Arizona. The programming was almost entirely talk radio, with the main purpose of educating the public. I lost my place. Very small print. The programming was mostly entirely talk radio, and the main purpose was educating on constitutional and freedom-related subjects, as well as paranormal and spiritual issues. Because of the uniqueness, a film documentary was created of the radio station and the people running it. This TV documentary was entered and presented in the International Film Festival and is titled Making Waves. Also, in the year 2000, he was nominated by the Libertarian Party to be on the ballot and run for Congress in Constitutional District 5 in Arizona. From time to time, he writes articles for publications in the USA and in Europe. For over 2 decades, he has done research on law and paralegal work for people. In February of 2000, a star was named after him and registered with the International Star Registry in Switzerland. The star number doesn't matter. In July 2003, he was interviewed by BBC Television England for a TV documentary titled Time Trip, discussing the possibilities of and practical applications of time travel. Others interviewed for the same documentary was theoretical physicist and author Michio Kaku. Scrolling through that. He was featured in a multi-page article in European newspapers. The business ran for political office. His business and run for political office, television and radio shows, writing, and adventures in the USA. He wrote the book Spiritual Science, Higher Consciousness, Thinking, and How to Access the Universal Consciousness, now available on Amazon. He wrote the book Universal Success Principles and How Billionaires Think, and that is our topic for this evening. Now available on www.toolsforfreedom.com. In the write-up of this show is Aage's email. If you would like to know how to get any of his books, you can email him there. He now does a radio show with Nori Love, and the radio group on Facebook is called the Universal Consciousness Show. And I see here, Aage, that you have not listed that for quite a while you did have the Universal Consciousness radio show on my radio station called Beacon of Light Radio. Thank you very much. He is one of the most interesting people that you will ever know in your entire life, and he is here with us today, and he is going to teach us the universal success principles and how billionaires think. I'm going to give him the floor. Ladies and gentlemen, Aage Nost.
Hello, hello. I got coffee, so life is good. And I realize now I must have sent you an old version of the bio because the Universal Consciousness show, I'm not doing that anymore. I do the broadcast team alpha on YouTube and a bunch of other platforms. That's broadcast team alpha instead of the other one. Okay, well, I guess I was handed over here to do my own thing. So I fully intend to have fun tonight. And I'm hoping that you will also enjoy yourself because you're going to learn a whole bunch that you never heard before. And I will highly recommend that you get a piece of paper and a pen and start taking notes. And while you're out running around looking for a pen, see if you find one with red ink. If you use red ink, you remember better. There's something about that color red that make a better imprint on the neural network, and it becomes more accessible. So this talk, it's not going to be just a regular show. It's going to be a couple of hours. So I would say lean back, put your feet on the table, and take notes. Because I'm calling this talk Universal Success Principles and How Billionaires Think. I know billionaires have gotten a bad rap lately, but that's mostly by people that are broke. So I don't care. If you can't if you can't handle bad publicity, then you're not there yet. So if nothing else, I'm going to see if I can get you out of the box that you have created around yourself. So the question then becomes, box? Who built a box around you? You did. I will open the door to that box for you. But you are the one that have to go through it. And that will not happen unless you understand how the mind works and how the brain works. See, the mind and the brain is not the same thing. And take this seriously, because what you're going to hear here is the kind of stuff that companies and organizations and people, they pay thousands of dollars for. Here, it is free on this show because there's so many more people that can really use the kind of information that make their life better. So I'm going to ask you a question, and I'm going to ask that question later. And there's going to be a difference in those two answers. The answer you come up with now and the answer you come up with later, because of a good reason that you will understand that the second time. The question is just plain and simple. What would you start tomorrow morning if you knew you could not fail? Yeah, I paused on purpose there because I want you to think. I have discovered there's a pretty sharp group of people listening to this show. So I know a lot of you already, they thought of something that you would start tomorrow morning if you knew you could not fail. But wait at least 24 hours before you settle on something. Because I guarantee you, you don't know how to think big enough. So think on that. Anyway, I know this thought on that answer to the question will pop up ever so often in the next 2 hours. So think about it ever so often until the question come up again. Because then you are ready to think bigger. And of course, I have a little clerical work to do. There's a disclaimer that I'm kind of required to do, and that is that I'm not a lawyer and I'm not a doctor. But I talk about law because it says in the law book, so I can talk about it. And I'm not a doctor either because I read medical journals. And in there, it says that ivermectin that can cure cancer. So I can actually say that. But I know there are some up in ivory towers that don't like to hear that. So I suggest very highly that they take 2 Facitols and just leave it alone. That's kind of a half joke. Now, this lecture is given to you on several levels of consciousness. So the first time you listen to it, you will learn a bunch. Second time, you start understanding some of it. And if you watch this the third time, you're going to be like a horse tied up. He wants to get out. So you should call me. Especially if you listen to the show 3 times, we should talk. But I'm open for anybody to get in touch with me. So if you are in business or like to be in business or just want a more successful and harmonious life, take notes. Make sure you use red ink if you can, if you have a red pen. Now, first, I need to give you all a floor of understanding. Some of you already know some of this, but we need to hear it again. You see, everything starts in the mind. That is why we must understand the mind and the neuroscience that makes it up, so we can know how to work with the mind better. For some of it, I need to reach into quantum mechanics and neuroscience to be able to explain what is going on, because it can not be explained by Newtonian physics or even common sense. You see, common sense can only be understood at the level of common knowledge. Much of that you're going to hear here is not common knowledge. So it's a little difficult to understand some of it. Neuroscience and quantum mechanics will give us a lot of the explanation to why things happen. And we may never even have studied any of it, so we don't know. We never fully learn from an experience unless we know why it happened. Because if we don't know why, we could end up doing the same mistake. I'd like to talk a little bit about how to communicate with the universal mind and how and why things work at that level of consciousness also. Now, this is straight out of neuroscience and quantum mechanics. Your brain is not just recording what you experience. It is projecting it out and around you into an energetic field. Every thought, emotion, and visual image you allow to dwell in your mind becomes a signal for the universal mind or the quantum field to register it as a fact in your life. And it will send more of it back to you. It can show up in different ways, but it is the same form of energy. I'm using some terms here, universal mind and quantum field, and it is the conscious, intelligent, and self-aware field of energy that permeates and creates around you and is everything in this universe. It records everything and creates everything on the basis of its inherent consciousness, wisdom, and the energies you have given it in the past and the present. And what you are holding in your mind this moment right now, and what you are imagining for yourself going into the future, that creates your reality. So leave the past where it belongs, right back there in the past, inside the fireplace, right there. That's a good place for it. Every emotion you visit that is anchored in the past, you recreate the energies of the past. And that happens now in the present. Are you sure you want that? That negative, unfulfilled thought, an emotion of the past that may dominate the present? Or would you like to create something new, fulfilled, and successful, follow you from the present on into the future? Then all you have to do is to start changing your thoughts and action. Because thoughts are things, and thoughts create. If you wake up in the morning and start to think about what was, your day will be dominated about and by what was. Your neurosynapses start firing and are creating the day for you on the basis of what was yesterday, the week before, last month. You get the same stresses, challenges, same memories and conversations in your head. Your brain is like a computer and holds a record, a permanent record of the past, and will hand you familiar patterns of thinking, and you start feeling the emotions attached to those thoughts, the bills, the problems, your brother-in-law that told you, oh, don't get your hopes up so you won't get disappointed. Run from those people. These subconscious mind programs that you have, everybody have, and have been running your life for years, and it will continue unless you change the programming, and you can do that. In fact, a good place to go and do that for starters, it is so simple. Everybody can do it. Go to Broadcast Team Alpha on YouTube. Go into the members section, and I have some recorded endless tapes, so to speak. They run for hours, and it helps you reprogram the subconscious mind while you sleep. You start the recording and put the volume so slight that you can barely hear it, and then you go to sleep. That recording will talk to your subconscious mind all night and reprogram it for you. That's a good place to start. And otherwise, your brain will start pulling you back into familiar territory unless you start creating new memories and subconscious mind programs. Your brain protects its familiarity and comfort with vengeance. The neuroplasticity is locked in. Just saying or having a mantra may not be enough. They may add action to it. And saying something like, I want a new car, better job, better money, more money. And then you start questioning it. Gosh, what do I have to do to get that? That's going to be difficult. And then you kill it. You have to believe it is possible. The principles of neuroscience and spiritual science will hold you back unless you redesign them to fit the positivity of the present. You have to communicate with the universal mind of the quantum field in a language it understands. The language is not one of words. It's not English, not even German. And I'm sorry to say, not even Norwegian, where I was born. It is the emotional feeling, colorful images, intention, the loving feeling you have from visualizing yourself already having what you ask for and showing intention and feed it with love. Sometimes those feelings comes from the words that you express, and those feelings, that is what the universal mind and the quantum field understands. And then the universal mind will start getting in the game with you and creating with you. You see, if you feel stressed, if you feel tired and you're concerned about it, your mind will transmit that out into the field. The intelligent, self-aware quantum field and the universal mind receives the message, looks at it and says, why, wow, those are strong feelings. I will help you give you more of those feelings because you must really want it. It's so strong. So you get more stress. That's the box you have built around you. Now the walls are starting to come down. I'm just saying the words here. I'm playing with it, but it's kind of the way it works. And I am using the universal mind and the quantum field as the same thing. If you have strong feelings of happiness, love, fulfillment, gratitude for already having it, the universe will send you more happiness, love, fulfillment, and gratitude. It is a mirror reflecting back to you what is within you. Now, what you consciously want, but what is within you, you can have. You get from what you are, not what you want. It does not matter how much and how hard you are trying to change the outer world if your inner world is in turmoil. It makes it harder. Don't live in the past trying to create a brand new future because your past is coming with you. This comes down to a decision. You must understand, accept, believe, and absolutely know that you are no longer controlled by the past. That is super successful people do, and we should do as they do. And then start molding the future by creating it in your mind first, and do it every day. When you do this, you disconnect the old destructive neural network that have been holding you back, probably for years. And the new synapses for the new neural network take over, and we start firing and driving you forward. Now you are communicating directly with the universal mind where all possibilities already exist. You pick and choose on the basis of what you create in your mind first. It is not just me saying this. Greg Braden, Joe Dispenza, Bruce Lipton, Sadhguru, and just about every thought leader out there speaks this language. This is what quantum mechanics speak of as the theory of inflation. Google it. The theory of inflation in quantum mechanics. Read about it, and you will understand that, boy, you got to change your thinking, because that's what you create from. Yes, it is backed by science too. Whatever you think, you feel, and you love, you imagine with mental images are placed into the quantum field as potential for physical creation later. During that, the potentials for creation start to organize themselves around you and start entering your physical reality with you. When you communicate in the right language, it all comes together. And the universal mind understands, which again is feeling, emotion, vivid, colorful images, love, gratitude for already having it, seeing yourself with it, already having it. Imagine yourself how you feel when you have it, and knowing it is yours because you are worthy of it, and you believe and know it is possible. Yeah. This will initiate a process that will collapse the field of energy into physical substance with you. Yes, there is repeatable scientific experiments proving this. In fact, look to the double slit experiment almost 100 years ago, or the Helmut Schmidt experiment. That proves the mind creates reality. In fact, Helmut Schmidt, he was able to alter the past. Read the experiment. He did it many times, and it worked. This you need to practice every day. So any of us here that did something so stupid several years ago that you wish you didn't? Read the Helmut Schmidt experiment. A good time to practice these things is before, during, and after meditation. Also, do what I do. I take 2 to 3 minutes during the day somewhere where I sit down and I think of what I want. I feel it. I love it. I see myself already with it, and I am thankful for already having, and then I say thank you. These are powerful, coherent broadcasts the universal mind understands. This brings synchronicities and opportunities. Wait for them, they'll come. And it often comes out of absolutely nowhere. People who can help you show up in your life. You just happen to read an article that has your answer in it. Money shows up from seemingly nowhere. I call it mailbox money. We've had that many times with the mastermind that Nori and I are doing. Many of the super successful people and the billionaires are using these methods very successfully. If you get a brilliant idea, act on it and start thinking from the future. Think what it would feel like having what you want. Start thinking about what would you do if you had the resources or the things you are wanting to have. How would your life be? This collapses the old timeline and it creates a new timeline for you. Remember that your brain does not know the difference between something you imagine and the real thing you are doing. The brain acts the same way. It starts putting out chemicals into your bloodstream, so the physicality of your body starts acting like it is happening, even if you just imagine it. I bet you never heard that before. I hope this will give you a little bit of a flavor of understanding. So what I talk about here later will give you more of an understanding to why things happen and work the way it does. Maybe, how about a little more nuts and bolts, huh? I have a saying, when you walk through a minefield, follow somebody with bigger shoes than you have. Life can be a minefield sometimes. I've stepped on a few of them. And also remember what John Wayne said, life is hard everywhere, but it's harder if you're stupid. Gosh, give it to John Wayne to say that. The thing is that stupidity involves lack of education. So start educating yourself. I educate myself every day in different ways, books, videos, talk to people. And I remember, I educate the subconscious mind for new thinking. There's another saying, and that is action cures fear. See, when you take when you take action and step out of your comfort zone of what you have been doing for years, fear sneak up on you. What if I fail? Can I lose money? What would other people think if I just don't make it? It's none of your business what other people think. That's their problem. When you start with new thinking, the reality will follow. The brain organizes itself and removes the limiting neural network that was in place and installed a new one with new synapses and the new world open up to you, literally. The neural network is only sustainable by the thoughts and emotion that feeds it. Feed it good food. When you're done listening to me and reviewing your notes and probably watching this recording again, and start practicing some of it, you will be a different person. This is not just a business course. We're going to get to that in the tail end of this, and some of the nuts and bolts that takes to set up a company and so on. That's simple. But knowing what sustain is what we're talking about now. It's a personal development course too. So guard your mind. Remember, small minds, they talk about the past. Mediocre mind, they gossip about people and talk about the present, sports, food. Higher conscious people and higher conscious minds, they talk about dreams of new things and the future, what can be, and what they can do for themselves and other people. They talk about projects. Think about that. Think about the people that you associate with. Which one of them are they? By the end of the day, you will have a more of a solidified dream. You have goals, different ones. You may have a direction. Besides knowing how to walk the path getting there, you will find that if you live your life by sound universal principles, the details would fall into place. There will be opportunities knocking on your door. Open it. Resources suddenly are made available to you. People showing up in your life to help you succeed. Sometimes people you didn't even know. Let's talk a little bit about higher conscious thinking and quantum consciousness and creation. How does it work? Yeah, let's talk about that. Money, success, and happiness is not created with your hands anymore. 200 years ago, they did that. We're not there anymore. It is created with your mind, because money is not money, it is energy. Your hands and your feet are the tools of the mind. Just tools. Your mind will assemble, contact people, knowledge, and stuff so that your hands and your feet can go and do something with it to create money, success, and the rest of what we want. Higher consciousness usually comes through meditation, quiet contemplation, prayer, association with thought leaders, and solitude. Sometimes we can find tools to ease the process of learning and practice in some areas, like quieting the mind in meditation, focus within prayer, or mind disciplines like martial arts, Zox Pro training, and things like that. There are electronic tools also that you can find to help you quiet the mind and reach into the quantum existence. And there is the Heart Math Institute is a good one for that. That help you alter and change your brainwave frequency and the brainwave pattern. Another thing, a little pearl for you out there, say, yeah, I have tried to meditate and it doesn't work. Well, try this. Sit down, look at the wall, find a spot on the wall, look at it, and then cross your eyes slightly, just a little bit. That gives the mind something to do without it needing thought to do it. And you will notice as soon as you cross your eyes a little bit, the mind goes dull. Everything goes away. It's an old martial art trick. I don't know which martial arts they're doing it anymore, but I know they did it in the ninja. There's another simple, quiet way, and that is listen to your heartbeat and count. After a while, the mind will go dull. If you're born, let's say you're a born again Christian and believe everything the preacher tells you, like he said, oh no, no, don't meditate. Satan works in there. No, he doesn't. The Bible tells you it is okay. The Bible says, be still and know I am your God. It doesn't mean sit still, don't move your arms and your legs. No, it doesn't mean that. It means let your mind be still. That is a form of meditation. Everybody needs to sit in solitude ever so often. It opens up for the field, the universal consciousness, or God, if you like, to speak to you. Let me say a few things about quantum consciousness. Our universe is nothing like we have been led to believe. Science proves that. Science is now telling us that the equations on the blackboard using the principles of quantum mechanics plus repeatable scientific experiments prove we live in a mind-created universe. Think on that. Mind-created. And that is good news for most of us. If we think good things is going to start happening. That's the start. And then you go from thoughts to action, and then you follow the rest of the process. That is a form of quantum consciousness. There are some principles we can follow to communicate with and put the quantum consciousness to work for us. When we do, we become the architect of our reality, not just drifting along like most people do, waiting for things to happen. And if they do that, oh, I'll guarantee you it will happen. A very wealthy man told me one time, the best way to predict the future is to create it. Your mind is interacting with the quantum field all the time. You are creating things without even knowing it all the time. You are creating on the base of what you think, you believe, you see, do, visualize, what you read, intend. You create on the basis of your fears, what you believe, and your joys, and your worries. And you create on the basis of who you associate with. Even your own small talk with yourself when you are alone have a hand in creating things that happens around you. These things are the blueprint of what your reality is and will continue to be if you do not change anything. The quantum field of the quantum consciousness reacts and help create according to your intention and all these other aspects. I have a saying. What? Gosh, I'm full of sayings. Uh, whatever you allow to dwell in your mind the most is what you're going to have in your life. It does not matter how bad things are. If you hold good things in your mind and listen, good things can come from the bad things. I know that. I have walked that path. I had some things really bad happen to me, but good things came from it. Had it not been for those bad things, I probably would not have been sitting here today talking to you. I would have been on a different path somewhere in a different timeline. Let's talk a little bit about that. Heart-brain thinking and heart-brain coherence. That helps higher conscious thinking. You synchronize the two hemispheres of the brain so they can work together. It is also called whole brain thinking. First, you can do the super brain yoga. I don't really have any time to demonstrate that here, but go to YouTube, put in the search bar, super brain yoga. It's a file, about a 7-minute video that I've been watching a few times. Watch it and do it. Do the exercise. And it is short, so it won't take all that much time. It is very important. When you do the exercise, this is developed by a doctor, and what it can do is it synchronizes the two hemispheres of the brain by sending electric impulses from the right side into the left ear, left side into the right ear, and then there's an exercise. When you do this, you synchronize. It happens every time. The result is, if you are dyslexic, it'll probably go away. If you have learning abilities, you suddenly start excelling, you start remembering, and this even worked on people that have tremors in their hands and stuff. I shouldn't say the disease for it, but it works for a lot of things. And I just read not long ago that it even helps on Alzheimer's. Doesn't cure it, I don't think, but it helps. Anyway, heart-brain coherence will help you develop a frequency of 0.1 hertz. That's not the whole brain that end up with a frequency like that, because then you would be in coma. But one part of it creates 0.1 hertz within all the other frequencies the brain creates. That joins the brain in the heart with the brain in the cranium, so they are connected, and it synchronizes the two hemispheres. This frequency reaches into the quantum existence, and while you do this, it starts creating a vivid visual image of what you want to happen, what you have, or what you want to be. You must visualize the present moment. The universe only works in present moments. What you create in your mind will create a combined frequency that is transmitted outwards, goes into the field, and is lodged there as potential for physical creation when you bring it back home. I'm wondering, how am I doing on time here? Okay, all right. And this image and frequency reaches into the universal mind and look around for a match in vibration. When it finds that match, it will start to draw it back into the physical with you. You will collapse the quantum field that stores what you have placed there, or even someone else have placed there that you latch onto, and you start bringing it back into the physical. We have seen that happen over and over and over again in our mastermind that we do on Sundays, which later I'll invite you to come and join us and check it out for yourself. This is how you create the future. This means you create the future you are going to have before you have to live it. And every future present moment will carry into the future with you. The more you do of this, the more solidified your timeline going into the future will be, with the good things that you have imagined in it. Visit that image of the future you have created in the present every day. Pretty much every wealthy or super successful person do something like this. When it comes to relationships and people you work with, you don't find them. You summons them after a design that you have already created in your mind of them, their qualities, that person they have, the capabilities they have, and every quality that you like to see in that person. You create it here first, and they will show up. They find you. In that visualized image, you must have a few things of the people that you want to work with, or even if a life partner. Find they gotta have honesty, integrity, and above all, loyalty and capability. Now, there's one more quality that often is used, but be careful with that. Be careful with ambition, especially in business. The good ones, they will come, they will learn everything you know, and then they will leave and start their own business using those principles and technique. That's what I did long time ago. Loyalty, above all, is what you're looking for. None of your relationships are random. They are brought to you as a function of what is in your mind, or they could be pre-birth agreements and arrangements, but that takes a little more explanation for another show. Watch your words. If you say, oh, something happened, and you say, oh yeah, that always happens to me. When something negative happens, get ready. There'll be more happening. The universe is listening. Every cell in your body has consciousness, and it is listening. Your subconscious mind and the quantum consciousness is creating around you on autopilot according to your subconscious mind programs and your talk, your movies that you create, you have created for yourself, and in it believe it is real. Whenever you catch yourself saying something like that, pause and say, cancel, cancel, cancel. That cancel, cancel, cancel will go in with the stupid thing you said in the first place and attach itself to it. So when it goes into long-term memory, both there, oh, that always happened to me, and cancel, cancel, cancel end up in the same place being recorded, so they neutralize each other. So, yeah, we do create our reality. And that is what we do in the mastermind group when we meet on Sundays. We go into a meditative state. We decide what we want to concentrate on, and all of us join minds together and focus on that one thing. We visualize it perfectly healthy or already created. There was a lady that was afraid of her house was going to burn not long ago because of forest fires. We wrapped our mastermind around her house. They had not rained there for 4 months, 3 to 4 months. And we visualized rain, standing there in the howling rain, watching the forest fires going out. We were wet, my hair was hanging in the face, and my boots were full of water. We watched it. Now, we created rain. Well, it wasn't from clear sky. There were some clouds, but you could see blue skies through the clouds. In an hour and a half later, the first time in 3 to 4 months, they were howling rain, forest fires went out, and her house was saved. In fact, she sent me a video I still have on my phone showing what it looked like. Well, she was standing outside in the rain and getting all wet. This is the kind of things we can do. So here's that question I was going to ask you again. What would you start tomorrow morning if you knew you could not fail? Wait 24 hours because you don't know how to think big enough. Now, I will show you how to create, and in private conversations later, if you contact me, I will show you how you can make the more intricate detail on how you can make it work. So that will help when you have a solid understanding of why things happen, because your mind creates it all. A way to accelerate that is to join our mastermind group every Sunday and also Wednesday nights. I want you to, because you have ambitions of greater things, otherwise you wouldn't be here. In the mastermind sessions, we show you how to shortcut the creation on the basis of higher conscious thinking. So to start that out, just send me an email to themastermindconnection@gmail.com, or get a hold of me, and my email also is AageNost@gmail.com. Just get in touch and I'll make sure that you get connected up. So the question then becomes, what is a mastermind? I ran into several incomplete definitions, but mine, it is when two or more minds are united in harmony. They create a third mind which has the potential mind power of the two or more of them multiplied by each other. So if 1,000 people get together and join their minds together, now you have 1,000 people times 1,000. That is 1,000,000 minds focuses on one thing and visualize it perfectly healthy or already completed. 1,000,000 minds, that is powerful. Now, we don't have 1,000,000, but we still make it work because we have done this for a while. We have some tremendously powerful minds in the mastermind group, and we learn a lot from each other. A mastermind engages higher conscious thinking and operates on 3 levels of consciousness, both the physical, the mental, and the spiritual level of consciousness. Billionaires and super successful people, they do not think and act like other people. They think different because they are different. They are free thinkers with no limitation. They plan the future before they have to live it. I have a saying again, if you think like the masses do, you are going to be like the masses are. If you do like the masses do, you are going to have like the masses have. Are you sure you want that? You see, success is an elusive animal. How much would you pay to have a billionaire and a super successful person come and sit with you and help to plan your future? Well, this is probably as close as you get to the planning part. But I will show you how you can associate with billionaires starting tomorrow, maybe even tonight. Read their books, read their speeches, watch their videos, take notes and ask questions. You absorb the details, you absorb the facts, you explore the spirit of the words they are giving you. That is a form of association at a distance. And then whatever you plan to do, don't plan to do it alone. It's not that much fun. No man is an island. No woman is an island. It's more fun when you're doing it with someone that you have the same dream. There are thousands of books out there that show you how to become a millionaire. But I have only seen one that teaches you how to get inside the mind of a billionaire or super successful person. And that is this book right here. Oops, that doesn't work too well. Oh, here we go. That's Universal Success Principles and How Billionaires Think. I wrote this one for the doers of the world. And I've kind of held it back. It's not for everybody, because a lot of people, they will not understand the pure success principles. Come to think of it, there is another book that do this, and that is Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And I'll tell you also where you can get this book. And if you're going to do something great in your life, I highly suggest that you get the book. It's cheap. No, it's reasonable. And you can call 1-800-770-8802. And the company that you end up calling is Tools for Freedom. And you can also go to their website at toolsforfreedom.com. When you get there, The book has order number 9085. You can tell whoever answered the phone 9085, and they'll have the book to you in a couple of days. And because this book go much more into detail and than you will hear on this talk. So highly recommend it. The true billionaires, they are the dreamers, the long-term planners, the philanthropists, and the doers. They give away more money per year than most millionaires make in a year. These habits can start early. Try it. You're gonna like it. If you stick a $20 bill in the hand of a homeless person, look at them, look at their face, see how they light up. I paused on purpose again because when you try this, you are going to experience something that you have never experienced unless you have done it. Notice how you feel. For a short moment, you changed somebody's life. This wonderful feeling you get is of a spiritual energy, is vibrating at the frequency of love. And that is deposited into a spiritual bank account. I was sitting in the living room of a billionaire in the Midwest here about the early 1990s, I think. And he told me there are two things that go to the bank. One of them is money, and the other is goodwill. And they have equal value at different times. These two things that go to the bank, yeah, these two. Let me tell you a little story. And there may be times when you say, come on, get to the facts here. I want to hear what it takes to have a successful business. Well, this has all and everything to do with that. It has everything to do with it. I don't want you to just have a business and be miserable. I want you to be successful and happy and have money at the same time. And then there will be things that you don't understand right away. Don't discard it. Put it on the shelf, because as you grow, you will grow into it. This story is one of those. And I'm going to take the time to tell you this story because it's kind of important. I know I'm not going to get time to tell you, talk about everything that is supposed to be in this lecture in the first place because of the time constraint, but this is important. There was a lady I ran into at a gas station here. She came up and she said, "Do you happen to have some change I could have?" So I stuck my hand in my pocket and I dug out some change and I gave it to her. And she said thank you, and then I took one step closer. And I said, "Why did you shortchange yourself?" And she looked at me like, "Huh? What do you mean?" And then she just stood there, frozen, looked at me. I bet she thought I was thinking about something else. But then I told her, "You asked for change, so I gave you change. If you had asked for a 20, you would have had a 20. And it dawned on her. So I told her, if you need to beg, don't ask for change. Tell them I'm having a hard time right now. Do you have any discretionary money that you could possibly give me? Because that would really help me a lot. And her face lit up because that made sense to her. And then I said, come with me. I want to go to the car. And I'm going to give you something. So I got to the car. I opened it up and I got in the back seat because I always have a book sitting back there in an envelope. And this is the book that I had in the car. Spiritual Science, Higher Conscious Thinking, and How to Access the Universal Consciousness. This book teaches you how to use your mind in ways you normally would think would be impossible. And I told her, I took my hand in my pocket, I dug out a $20 bill, and then I had the book in the other hand, and I said, I'll give you the 20 and you can go out and have a dinner tonight and you have a nice evening. Or you can have the book, read it, and you will have a nice life. Which one do you want? She stood there for probably 30 seconds, 45 seconds, looked at the $20 bill, looked at the book, and finally she said, I'll take the book. So I gave her the book. And I said, I have my business card in the book. When you have read the book, call me, and I may be able to help you more. So she said, I will. And then she turned around to walk away, and then she flipped around and she came back up and she said, could I have the 20 also? And you know, I am a pushover, so I gave her the 20. And then she walked away. She thanked me and walked away. And I stood there and I thought about it. There is so little we can do sometime. Does not take much at all to change somebody's life. Think about that. Just a little thing that means nothing to us can really means a lot to people and change their life. I got rewarded more than she did. Think about that. Yeah, I guess we'll talk a little bit about starting a business here. Gosh, let me see what time we have. Oh God, we're running out of time. Okay. First of all, it's not about the money, because money is not money, it's energy. You have to treat it as such. You have to have a product, and you can actually start a business with no money. And remember, you do not have to know everything to start. You assemble in your mind what you do know, and then go out and educate yourself to fill in the holes. See, a business is just a bucket to put products and services in for people to come and buy from you. And that bucket is only there to hold products. It will remain a bucket until you start having so much fun that you can't wait to go to work every day. Find something you love to do, and you will never work a day in your life. You should keep a set of books. You, as the owner, have to write the checks, keep control of it, and but have fun with it. That's what I used to say coming to the United States and start flying. Whenever I went to work, I was playing in the sky. I had so much fun, it amazed me that I got paid for it. So it's demanding, But I highly recommend being a pilot as a profession, especially if you're a young guy coming out of college. You know, you're going to have a hard time finding a job anyway. Become a pilot because those jobs will never be replaced by robots. We already have a robot in the cockpit. It's called the autopilot, but that autopilot is sitting off to the side, kind of running things, and we are controlling it. Besides, the money is good. The only place I know where you can make $300,000 to $500,000 a year without a college degree. So think about that. But young people, think on it. And also, there are companies that will pay you to sell their product. Some of these companies are, I'll mention some of them, Amazon Associates, Carter's, Oshkosh, Grove Collaborative, Kiwi Co, ABC, We Natal, Mary Kurth Organics, and Ergo Baby, that's for, I guess, for baby products. There are places you can start by creating the bucket for free. You can set up an LLC. There are companies that will do that for you totally free. And also, or if you want to do it the way that the Rockefellers would do it, set up a trust and an LLC, have the trust own the LLC and drive all the business to the LLC, and then transfer the money out of the LLC into the trust by K1 distributions, and then you borrow from the trust. Here is, you're going to need a domain name. You go to domains.squarespace.com. Create a simple business name, preferably one that installs wonder and excitement for someone that first sees it. And also at Freenom, FREENOM.com. They will also give you a free domain name. And here's a free website. You gotta have a website. For free webs, the free website guys.com. Also odo.com, ODOO.com, and WIX.com. They'll give you a free website. Why would they want to do that? Well, because they're hoping you're going to stay with them and do other things more expensive with them later. Now, Shopify is a really good one. They will give you both the website and products. So, but they're not free. They will charge you $1 to get it set up. Last I checked. It's a very good one and obviously worth it. Also, Vegic.ai will give you also a free website. And here is a one-stop shop. They will do everything for you. They'll get you in business with a website, marketing, and all and everything you need. But it's not free either. It costs you $3.50 a month. If you get all their services, it could cost you $5 or so, a little more. But you get coaching help. But you didn't know that. Take advantage of free email marketing at Beehive. Beehiiv. I think it's beehive.com. And then also hubspot.com. You can get also all kinds of marketing through them. and you need to go viral. Virality, AI will help you with that. And it is free too. You also need a store. Use the free service at gumroad.com. GUMROAD.com. Another one, if you have books or if you have courses or anything written or videos and stuff, you can place it on Teachable. It's free too. I have a course over there that on hypnosis, and teachable.com. Check them out. They're good people. They've been around a long time. If you need invoicing to help you send out bills and stuff, there's another free one for you. Try Wave Invoicing. That is waveapps.com. That's WAVEAPPS.com. If you get deeper into business and need management, you can go to Trello Project Management. You can get business management software from them, and some of that is also free. And you go to Salesforce, salesforce.com, SALESFORCE.com. Did you know that you also can have free accounting? Check out GNU Cash. Or you can also go to odoo.com, ODOO.com. Bunch of free resources for you here. And if you need to store all of your business files, go to Google Drive. It's free too. But I will highly suggest make a hard copy, paper copy. If something happened to the electronic records, you're SSOL. Keep a paper. And everybody needs a logo for their business. So go to Logo Maker. They can help you with that. And it's free. They're hoping to get you as a client later. And most likely they will, because they're good people. They're excellent at what they do. And if you need video presentation, go to magicslides.com. Magicslides.com. It's free too. Google also have a free place to create presentations. I think probably, I have not tried Google, but I hear that they have a lot more resources. But I went there to look one time. It was so complicated, I gave up. But yeah, you guys are probably a little sharper than I am, so you can figure it out too. And also, there's another one, plusai.com, PLUSAI.com, and also under Google Slides. And then if you need a content writer, try ChatGPT. It is free. But remember, you got to really spell out specifically what you want, because ChatGPT has a mind of its own, pun intended, because whatever you tell them, that is what they are creating from. And they go every corner of the internet and find the information and create it for you. But set down the perimeters for them. Otherwise, you may have to do it 3 or 4 times before you're satisfied. This company also helps you set up a free LLC. And that company is betterlegal.com. They're a bunch of attorneys, and you get accordingly. If you want to add something to the LLC to prevent creditors or somebody that sue you from being able to collect anything, they will not do it for you. You have to ask me about that, and I'll tell you what to do. There's a way that whatever's in the LLC, nobody can touch it. There's a way to set that up. And I'm trying to rush myself through some of it here. And I also have a better recommendation, actually, to set it up in a state where you will have a mandate. You will also have out-of-state address for the LLC. And that is, if you do that, you do it in Wyoming or New Mexico. But before you go do that, talk to me and I'll give you some insight on how to do it so you become absolutely anonymous. You should start establishing a brand name and forget Facebook ads. Way too expensive and create nothing. Use Zeely, Z-E-E-L-Y. They will create the advertisement for you and get it out there for you. They are very effective. And then you can advertise your product at onethread.app. You can also sell your product through payhip.com. You can check out all these websites and just spend some time on there.
Tools Freedom or Tools for Freedom.
Uh-oh, that is, sorry about that. That's what I get for not turning the phone off. All right. Let's see. Yeah, you can market through social media. I'm sure you're already very well embedded into that. Try also ManyChat, Instagram and places like that. Also, you should talk to your bank to get a credit card or a debit card directly so you can operate without paying a fee. Some banks will do that. The National Bank card is also a good one to set that up with. That is www.nationalbankcard.com. They're huge. They're everywhere. Using PayPal is absolutely a must because many will insist on it. Some people will not even buy from you unless you use PayPal. You can get them or get some advice on how to do that with them on telephone number 888-221-1161. So why is PayPal so good? Well, if you buy something from somebody and they don't send you the product, PayPal will reimburse the money to you, and then they go after the merchant. Well, that's a very good quality. And you can also go to paypal.com and set it all up, and of course that's free. You have also a place for free business listing. That is at business.yelp.com, at business.yelp.com. And also, if you select to do so, you can go to the IRS and get a free tax identification number. Maybe, yeah. For some people, it's a good thing to do, but there are other ways. If you can, I suggest highly that you set up an LLC for your business. That the only thing about the LLC is that the LLC may be free, But to get it registered in the state, you may have to pay a fee. In Arizona, I think it's $35. And I know that in some states it's as much as $15. So, but if you have absolutely no money, start out using your own name. Once you have a few dollars, then you can always change it over into an LLC. So if you are in that situation, talk to me. I'll help you out. So, yeah. Okay, I'm trying to. Oh gosh, I wonder here. In fact, also there are things you can write into the language of the LLC to make it a private contract. Now that is very important for all the members of the LLC. Now, if you're the only member, then it's a private contract between the LLC and you. So think about that, because there is this thing in the Constitution of the United States of America, Article 1, Section 10 says, government cannot interfere in the obligation of contract. Attorneys, they are officers of the court. The judge is part of government. Police officers are part of government. So if they start interfering in your contract with the LLC, imagine how far this could be carried. If you know what you're doing, they have no jurisdiction, they have no standing. So that's something that I've been a paralegal for 30 years. I learned all the dirty tricks. So there's things you can do. And so let's see here. I don't know, how are we doing on time here? I'm just wondering.
I think we've gone over just a little bit, but that was very, very interesting, Aage. Thank you so much.
There is a lot here that I didn't get the chance to say. In fact, there's some about, oh God, 40 more pages on this lecture that could have been covered. But for those that really want to do something with this, get in touch with me.
Yes.
I can help you. And there
Does
is.
anyone have any questions for Aage right now? You know, I think my favorite part was the mastermind concept. There are two or more minds in unison. That's also the power of prayer. But when you put God at the center of it, you're also adding in his power of creation there. And that's what churches were meant to be in the first place, for people to come together.
Yeah.
And in like mind and honest intent, paired up with God to create miracles. And you know, it's interesting how similar some of the things that you have been saying is so very similar to what the angels have been teaching me. So
okay, maybe we're talking to the same guy.
Yeah, maybe we are. Definitely. Well, truth is truth. I mean, I don't know what to tell you, and it comes through many vehicles.
Yeah.
Mastermind Sunday sounds like a good thing for all of us RVers to do. What do you guys think? I mean, like, we should get on over there and just get it to happen.
Yeah, send us an email, and I'll send you the information, and you can come and check it out for yourself. And if you have a sore toe or something else wrong with your body, maybe we can help you. As an example, one of the members, his wife was in the hospital on her deathbed with COVID, and we wrapped our mastermind around her. And the next day, first of all, we visualized her walking out of the hospital by herself. And the thing about it is that Hospitals don't let you do that. They roll you out in a wheelchair. But we visualized her walking out. The next day in the early evening, he called me and he said, "My wife is home." And the most intelligent thing I could say was, "Huh?" And he explained the doctors told her that you recovered so fast, there's no reason for us to keep you anymore. And then they sent her downstairs and she signed out and she got up and walked out. And they tried to stop her, but she just walked out.
It's the power of creation. And
Yeah.
doing divine healings for people in through interdimensional meditation in the presence of Jesus, God, and the angels.
Yeah.
The first thing that Jesus taught me was tell the body what we put the light in there, we put the power in, but then we tell the body what to do.
Yeah.
And over time, I've found that the only thing that we are battling here is free will. First off, of the soul who could have written this into their timeline, or to go from it, or to have that experience. Also, but the worst thing that we're battling is the doubt. And what does doubt do? It creates an experience where that is not possible. But if two or more gather, he is there. The power of creation is there. And the more who gather in true, honest intent with the same intention, and so you think of God as the unmoved mover, the center of the bullseye. Okay, he has the all love, creation, and knowledge. And we are all pieces of him out in different rings on this bullseye, which we call dimensions, experiencing as him right now.
Yeah.
So you have the power of God within you, and the more pieces of him that come together, that pair up with Jesus, the biggest piece, or God, the center, the biggest piece, Jesus, the masculine vehicle in which he moves around in, there is more power of creation. So it's all the same concept. It comes through many teachers. It is, for me, I'm more faith-based with it. I'm more about love and creation and faith. There are universal people out there who are using the same concepts to create in business, to create in their lives. Truth is truth. And we all need to practice that. I'm teaching people to practice it through God-centered conscious creation. You're doing it through universal consciousness and the power of the mind.
Yep.
So thank you so much. That was very informative. And I think we're all better off for it.
There is something that somebody talked to me on the phone earlier, and because I talked about it before, there's one thing that people in business or people would like to know is to perfectly legal drive in your car without car insurance. Car insurance is expensive, but there's a way you can drive without that expense. In fact, you could get paid for driving with no car insurance. Do you think anybody would be interested in hearing this?
Yeah. I actually like my car insurance. But
okay. Every state have a law on the books that explains that you can be self-insured. Now, this is for people, if you don't have car accidents, if you haven't had for many years a car accident, this is probably for you. If you have a car accident every year, this is not for you. Because you can do two different ways. You can have a CD. In Arizona, to be self-insured, you have to have a CD for $30,000 that you lock in as guarantee for your self-insurance. On the bank will pay you about 2-3% in order to have that CD there, so you actually get paid, but you send no money out. The other way is that you can have, let's say you have a property that you don't use, some other property or something of value, you can have a bond written against it. The state will show you how to do that because they may be different in different states. And you make that as your guarantee for the self-insurance. so you don't have to pay for car insurance every day, every month or year. Anyway, that's for somebody that it fits for.
Yeah, I mean, you could go on and on with all the information you have accumulated over the years. I think that, though, if anybody else would like any more information from Aage, you can email him at AageNost@gmail.com, and he will point you in the right direction and help you know how to get onto his Sunday mastermind. Was it a circle?
Yeah, the email there is themastermindconnection@gmail.com.
Yes, I did put all the emails in the chats of these shows if you can still see them. Otherwise, if you're catching this on a replay, Augie's email is in the write-up of this show.
Yeah.
Right now, if there's anybody still in there who's interested in readings, I will be taking your questions from Rumble. You can start with your Rumble rants. If you have any questions for Aage right now, you can ask as well. And then I will be doing the giveaway. If you'd like to stick around, Aage, you can, or you can.
I'm fine.
Okay. Okay. To see if we have any. You've had an effect on the audience. I'm so excited to wake up tomorrow and start a great positive life. Good for you. Good for you. People saying thank you. Thank you for the information. Took lots of notes. Ordered your book. Looking forward to the new future. Good job. Wait a minute. Trying to scroll back.
Okay, thank you.
Trying to find the emails on here that I that's universal success principles and how billionaires think. For the book, go to toolsforfreedom.com. We have someone who ran to the store to purchase red pens and came back.
Actually, they called me from Tools for Freedom while we were on the air, so I don't know what they wanted. Somebody must have contacted them.
Yeah, there are people buying the book.
Yeah.
Lots of positive comments here. So everybody appreciated it. Now, one question here. They'd like to know how to slow down ADD or ADHD. If you knew anything on that.
Super Brain Yoga. Go to YouTube, watch the movie, the 7-minute video on Super Brain Yoga. I think you have a very good chance of wiping out or making the ADD or ADHD almost disappear in a very short time. Because it works for everybody else. It just might work for you.
Take your control back.
Yeah, teachers have done this in classes when they've been kids that couldn't hardly learn at all. And they jumped to A and B students.
Lots of thank yous. All right, I'm going to get started on some of your guys' readings. If you are a monthly supporter, you can comment in Rumble. I will be reading the Rumble rants, and I will also be reading some of the monthly supporters. And then at the end, we're going to scroll and point, and somebody will be winning a 15-minute private reading with me. Okay, here we go. And I'll also be asking Aage questions along the way if there are any. Okay. Just a lot of compliments for you, Aage.
Thank you. I'm glad nobody's throwing rocks at me.
Somebody says, I've read all the books on manifestation and knew everything you said about it, but sadly I drift into autopilot too often and don't focus on deliberate creation. A reminder always helps. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's for you.
Yes. Yeah, this is a daily action.
Yes, minimum $10 on the Rumble Rants, please. First one. Hi, Jen. My name is Kathy D. My twin brother Anthony B was scammed and lost all his crypto. He has foreign currency, so he would like to know where he stands and if he should buy more. Is he an M or B? When people ask me if they're an M or B, they're talking about a millionaire or billionaire after the RB. He is a B. He will be okay. Now, there are places that you can go. I just spoke to somebody today, and she said that she contacted a lawyer and a firm that specializes in getting in like cyber theft. And they located her crypto that was stolen from her. So there are options for him. Let him know about that.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Nancy. Nancy sent $20 and says thank you very much to you, Aage. Thanks for all you do and share, Jen, and Aage too. What amount, hundreds, grands, or million will my WISE account go to once there's public revaluation, or will WISE not be changed? What I know about the WISE account is that, like, I have one, I just use it as a savings account, but I keep it in Vietnamese dong. What you're going to get when that revalues, I believe that'll be tier 5 of this process. What you're going to get when that revalues is the street rate in Vietnam. You're going to get a Forex rate on that. Our exchange appointments behind the scenes, we get special rates. As for 4B, it's a private event. But when we get to tier 5, that will be street rates, and I believe that's when the WISE app will trigger. When the new revalued Vietnamese dong rate is visible on the Forex. As of now, you're getting the Forex rate. What you're going to get is probably the in-country or whatever is on the Forex rate when that happens. Hundies and grands, I get what you're saying. Yeah, if you have millions in there, I saw a rate of $4.29 at our exchange appointments. You know, there are people that are saying it could be higher. The street rate on that could be anywhere from 47 cents to $2. I also saw $2.12. So that's why I'm just using it as a savings account. You never know. Waves is green. Hi, Jen. Amber here. Do you see Randy, Eugene, and I together in a happy life adventures together after IRV? I feel like he's busy with other things, and I don't feel that he is as interested in that as you are. So I would say more communication would be best. Hi, Marcy. Scott 1484, you just got in here. You missed the whole thing. You're late. Hi, monthly supporter. Hi, Jen. Nikki here. Will you please ask Jesus if the additional frequency treatments my dog Jackson needs is a blue wand? If not, then what should you do, please? The blue light wand is not effective. I don't know if he called it a Rife machine, but there is something on top of that you can do. I also see something that has something to do that has water running through the mechanism. So I think that's probably the best that I can do right now. Pea Green Swim. Hi, Jen. Will there be any issues with my exchange? Great show, Aage. I don't see any issues. Make sure you bring a proper amount of ID with you. Just bring everything. I'm going to bring everything. Anything that's got my picture on it, anything official, I'm just going to, especially your driver's license, because I did see in remote viewing sessions that they would scan it at the door take a thumbprint on this device, and now they know everything that the government knows about you. They're hooked up on the QFS. Hi, Jen and Aage, monthly supporter Lori B. Do you see me doing my own project or contributing to other humanitarian projects? You're going to do your own. You're going to submit for funding. I think you actually might have 2. Awesome show tonight. Lots of fantastic information. Hi, Jen. This is Damore. Will my missing XRP be reinstated at my redemption center appointment? No, it doesn't have anything to do with that. You're going to have to hire representation and also some kind of cyber firm to go find it. I just spoke to someone today who did that. And Karen, if you're listening, you might want to put that information in the chat on Telegram if you could. There's so many people getting their XRP, their crypto stolen. Sassy Termites 345. I do hypnosis. So would you ask Aage if this would help me in assisting my gifts? My name is Robin Joe. Thank you. Hypnosis.
You'd be amazed what hypnosis can do.
Mm-hmm.
It can really do a lot. But
yeah, I totally would study it and become a hypnotherapist, but if I had time, but I don't.
If you're doing it for health reasons, it should be somebody, a hypnotist, that also knows a little bit about the body and the mind.
Yeah.
And that comes with experience.
Now, do you think it would be better to go to somebody in person and like lay down on a couch for like a full put you all the way out hypnosis rather than someone on the phone or on a Skype session or something like that? I kind of feel like that, possibly for like past life regression or to really, I think it's better. What do you think?
In person is always better. But I know some people are good on the on Zoom. Nori Love is she knows how to do that. Really, I've never really been very good on Zoom because you don't see the person. If you're in person, you can see if a finger start twitching. That's a sign that you're losing them, and you don't see that when they're yeah. So.
Well, my mind's too slapstick. I should start thinking, okay, I could just see it. I get there on Zoom and I'm sitting with the laptop on a pillow in bed and I just like drop the computer and I'm stuck in hypnosis and I can't get out. I don't know. Yeah. I have thoughts like that. I'm sure it's not like that at all. Patriot Mel. Hi, Jen. Melanie here. Thank you for hosting Aage and providing such valuable guidance. What are my spiritual gifts, please? Patriot Mel. Melanie. Empath. You have the ability to project your consciousness like I do. I think you do that a lot. I don't think you're astrally traveling, but this form of meditation that I teach would be very, very easy for you. You're an energy reader. You could look into the energy fields and read that. Yeah. Yeah, very easily. But with an empath, you have to learn your, put up your shields and learn what is yours and not yours. Differentiate between the energies. Hey, Jen, George B here. Awesome video tonight. Will I be a B or BB or higher? That means a billionaire or double billionaire. Double, says Archangel Gabriel. Be someone too. Hi, Jen. Brad K here. My cat Cole is constantly vocal. Doesn't matter if she's eaten fresh water, clean litter, treats. Could you tell me why? Let me look at this cat. She's very social and very bored. And you are her favorite toy. It's just needy. It just wants constant attention. I don't think there's nothing wrong. It's a healthy cat. I mean, it's just not crazy or anything. Bored. Get her a friend. She just wants your attention all the time. Pea Green Swim. Hi, Jen. Hi again. Pat here. I gave out a lot of Boulevard. Will there be an issue for those I gave it to? No. I don't agree with a lot of people that are saying that you have to have a written note for a gift. Think about it. If you had a coin collection, what are all the ways that you could pick up a coin? You can buy them. You can buy them in a store. You can buy them online. Or you can be like my dad, and his entire life, every time he saw a cool coin, he put it in his pocket, went home and put it in his Ziploc bag. And then after he passed away, I took the bag and I went down to the coin dealer and I had like a $400 dime in there. It was awesome. But like, he would collect anything that he thought could be of value someday. Like with coins and things like that. So right now, we're told that collecting foreign currency is not an investment, correct? And we're not supposed to say that. So then it is a collection. If you go down to turn in your collection that is now worth something, just like taking a Ziploc bag of coins down to the coin store, they're going to give you what the value is at that time. And you don't need to tell them. It's none of their business where you got your coins and where you got your currency. They don't know if you're a world traveler and just had accumulated this over the years. No, it's not a problem. You have it in hand. It has revalued. You can exchange it. Okay. The only time they're going to have a problem with anything, if you have a truckload of Chinese bonds and they're all counterfeit, they're going to start asking some questions. Or if you're on some kind of international watch list and you roll in with a wheelbarrow of something. Okay. Average everyday people, no, they don't. What I've seen from the remote viewing sessions of these exchange appointments is they don't ask you for any receipts. They don't even want to see it. They don't want them in sleeves. They want them in clean piles. There's a hand count that's done. It's recorded. There's a witness. The witness, they hand it off to the witness. They put it in a Delarue machine. They count it there. A digital count comes up. A rate is, as they look on a screen, and they get you a rate, and which is a back screen of the Forex, and that's it. That's it. There is no scan of your vibration. I want to cover that right now because I hear that every day in readings. Do you think my vibration is high enough to pass the vibrational scan or the frequency scan when I go to the exchange appointment with the exchange center and the RV? And I'm like, okay, so all right, so it's against law to discriminate against you financially in any way, for race, sex, religion, and there are laws about that, okay? But it's okay to stop you from having a financial appointment for your vibration? First of all, that's discrimination. That is against your constitutional rights. Second, any business that is reputable at all isn't going to touch that with a 10-foot pole. Oh, I'm sorry. We don't think that you're worthy to turn in your collection for what it says that it's worth now. They don't care. Let's get real about this. Everybody's making money on every level. This is an exchange center. They want you to sit down. They're going to make a commission when they sell it back to the Treasury on what you have. There is no scan like that. All right, I'm done. I'm off my soapbox, but I hear it every day. It's just, that is not true. Hello, Jen. Can you ask Jesus what my gifts are? Okay, Clarice. Hello, Clarice. Claircognizance. You just know things. Clairvoyance, you do get pictures in your head. Sometimes you do see it when somebody starts. The way that you know that you're clairvoyant is when someone starts telling you a story, you start seeing it in your mind. You've got a movie playing in your mind. Okay, so there's the visual. Clairaudient, not so much. Doubt gets in the way. You have a little bit of everything. That I've seen most time in people with angelic origin. Jack of all trades, whatever's needed. Oh my God, I lost it. I lost the chat. Wait a minute. Wait, oh, there it is. Okay. Okay, Jen, can you help us guess the final score of the World Cup game on Sunday? No, the Angels won't give me that. I'm not going to start picking the games. No, that's an absolute no for me. Can't do it. Oh my gosh. Stevie Wonderful. Please tell Aage that I will be there on Sunday. Thank you so much. Appreciate the information. You got another member coming. Just heard something that sounds like thunder. Betting advice. No, I can't give you betting advice. A to the killer. Thank you for the $10. No, I cannot. Clutch 6032-399. What day do you see me having a business lunch with my two sons, and will it be a profitable move? Business lunch. In 2 weeks' time. So 2 weeks and then the Wednesday. Wait, today is Wednesday. So it's 2 weeks' time on a Wednesday, I heard. You're going to have that lunch. Profitable move? Yes. Yes. Yes, it is.
I'm sorry, but it looks like I am wanted in the other end of the house here, so I probably should go.
Well, thank you so much, Aage, for being on the show with us. I'm just going to answer a few more questions, but let us know what you're up to. And I know you're on Telegram. Go ahead and get in Fallawsophy on Telegram and post. Remind people when you're going to have your Sunday meetings.
Yes, the mastermind on Sundays is at 2 o'clock East Coast time in the afternoon, 11 o'clock Pacific time on Sundays. And of course, when I get your email, then I'll do that. And also, we do a broadcast Team Alpha. We have 2 shows a week, one on Thursday evening at 8 o'clock East Coast time, 5 o'clock Pacific. And I also do Sundays at 5 o'clock Pacific time and 8 o'clock East Coast time on Sundays.
Thank you so much. And I'm sure everybody will be over there watching. And it's always a pleasure. And we'll see you next time.
Thank you. Thank you. In the words of Spock, live long and prosper.
That's right. All right, hon. Have a good night.
Good night.
Okay. Let's get to it. All right, banners. Banners, get off of there. Comments. Okay. Hi, Jen. Melanie here again. Do you see a romantic life partner for me? If so, when? September. He has brown hair. It's kind of like a shaggy cut. It's not like in between short and long. He is a friend of a member of some group that you're in. Hi, Jen. Can you tell me what my gifts are? Thank you, Sharon. So clairvoyant, you can see into the future. You know what's coming. You've got the three. You've got the clear seeing, clear knowing, and clear feeling. So cognizance, sentient, and clairvoyant. Hearing, not so much. You're just not aware of it. Just not aware of it. All right, guys, it's getting late. Been on here for a long time. I'm getting tired, so we're gonna pick. And there's not very many people in the chat tonight because it's not a normal show. So everybody, calm. Wait a minute, I got another one. All right, stop. Stop the rumble rants, and then we'll scroll and pick of the members. So all, I just had a mental pause there. All of the monthly supporters comment now so that you can be considered to win the free rating. Okay. You can just say, pick me, Jen. You know, we love you. That's always good. Hi, Jen. Jan S. here. How far will my husband and I travel to exchange our currencies? Thanks for all you do. 29 minutes. All right, we're going to do it. We're going to pick. Whoop, whoop, pick me. Promise Maga. I saw that. Okay. Now I'm going to let you comment. It's coming in pretty fast, but you know, it's always nice to have a guest on. It's information that's useful for us, especially where we're going. I thought it was very interesting how it matched up with a lot of things that I've been teaching. I've always said many, many times that the truth will come through many channels. God will never leave you alone. Not every teacher, not every channel will resonate with you. But somebody will. And if God is trying to get the truth to you when you're asking for it, you'll find your teacher. He'll send you one. All right? So like Augie, he's more universal about it. I'm more about, love and light and God and finding out who you really are and heaven. And I'm just, all over that big nurturing, loving thing I am. I'm not even going to apologize for it because that's just who I am. I just love it. I cannot help myself. I cannot help myself. I'm trying, but screw it. All right, we're going to do it. Everybody stop. Everybody stop. What are you rolling your eyes for, Mars? You better not be at me. I can't pick you, Marcy. Okay, fine. Oh my God, we got another rumble rant. Stop with the rumble rants. Hi, Jen. Jane here. Do you have any gifts that I should use these gifts to be developed? Just need to work on your intuition and trusting your intuition. Okay. All right, we're going to do it. Scroll this way. Scroll back. Knickknack71. Hi, Jen. Please pick me, please. Love you. Oh, well, I did. I picked you. Happy. Okay. So now you got to email me for me to schedule you. Yes, I'm behind on the emails and everything. Okay. Please don't email me and get mad at me. The following is ridiculous. That's good. That's good, but the wait times are growing. So the winner is Nick's Knack 71. Okay. Email me at that email and say, I'm a winner. Give me your screen name, and then I'll schedule you. All right, guys, I'm tired. The Gentel for today, for people that didn't get in, was that Gabriel says that the next major movement in the RV is Friday. The speech is very important. Watch it. All I got out of that is twice the calms. That was in the Gentel, coming in the news. Other tiers anticipate good news tomorrow. And that's all I can say about that. Groups. Good news Thursday and Friday in movement. Okay? Something going on Friday. I don't know if it's for us. Something big's going on Friday. Okay? And that's all I got right now. I love you all. I'm going to go find something to make for dinner. And bless you all. And I will see you. God, when am I going to do another show? I'm not doing a show tomorrow night because of Trump's speech. I don't have enough time between readings and his speech to do it. Okay? I don't know when I'm going to do another. Probably Sunday or Monday. Okay? I want to see how things play out. If I get something, I'll get on here. Okay? Love you all. Have a wonderful evening. Bye.